Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Draw with Rob. With me, Rob Biddulph. Now then, I'm a children's author and illustrator. Maybe you've seen my latest book, which is called Dog Gone. It's all about Teddy the pug. He takes his human out for a walk. That's how it works. Dogs take humans out for walks. We all know this to be true. But unfortunately, on this particular walk, he loses his human. So it's a book that's full of doggies. If you like doggies, I think pretty much, look at that. I think pretty much you're going to like this book. So check that one out. But the chances are you're here because you know me for Draw with Rob. Seeing as the video is called Draw with Rob, I think that's a fair assumption. So I know lots of you have got at least one of the Draw with Rob activity books. This is the first one here, full of things to do. But did you know that this week, this Thursday, I think, there is a brand new Draw with Rob activity book coming out. Here it is. It's called Draw with Rob, Build a Story. And it will hopefully tell you lots of useful things if you're thinking of writing and illustrating your own story and maybe even making your own book. So it's full of really cool stuff to do. I think you're really going to like it. So I thought today I would do one of the draw-alongs that's in this book. If you want to have a look at a bit of more of a sneak preview look inside the book, go to the end of this video because I've put a little there's a little bit of me sort of talking about the book and flicking through it and show you some of the pages inside. So if you're interested, stick around to the end of the video and you'll get a little sneak preview there. Right, so as I said, we're here to do a drawing today, one of the drawings from this book. And in this book, there's lots of kind of fantasy characters. So we've got, dragons and evil queens and things like that. All sorts of different kind of fantasy kind of characters. Knights in shining armor, unicorns. And we are going to draw a fantasy character today. One that I've been asked for lots and lots of times by you guys. I thought today we would draw a mermaid. What do you think? Does that sound like a good plan? Jolly good. Right, this is what you're going to need. A piece of paper, a pen or a pencil, something to draw with, and something to colour with a bit later on. If you haven't got anything to colour with to hand, don't worry too much. You can just shade using whatever pen or pencil you are using to draw your main outline. So don't worry about that at all. In case you've never seen a Draw with Rob video before, this is how it works. Lots of children tell me they don't think they're good at drawing or very good at drawing. I say, do you know what? Everybody can draw. It's just a question of knowing the order to put the drawing together in, which is where I come in, because I can break the drawings down into little bite-sized pieces for you. I will draw one of those little bite-sized pieces on my piece of paper here. You can pause the video, copy what I do, start me up again. I will draw a little bit more, pause me, you draw, start me up, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw. By the end, we are going to have a lovely picture of a mermaid to stick in a frame and put up on the wall. Okay, shall we start then? Right. We're going to start, as we often do, with a straight line. So roughly in the middle of your page, maybe slightly above the centre of your page, I just want you to draw a horizontal line about 5 centimetres long, like that. Mine's a bit wibbly wobbly, as you can see. Obviously, I haven't got a very steady hand this morning for whatever reason. Do you know what? I think that's fine. I like it when my lines are a little bit wibbly wobbly and not perfectly straight. All adds to the character of the drawing. Right, the next thing to do is we're going to draw another straight line up like that, and then another one down like that. So we're sort of doing two sides of a little triangle at one end of our straight line. Lovely easy start, this one, isn't it? Next thing to do is we're going to carry our straight line along, but only for about 1 centimetre or so this time. So we go along, up, down, along. A bit like one of those heart rate things that you see at the end of hospital beds. Okay, the next thing is we want to join this point and this point up, but we're going to join them up in a big semicircle that comes down and around. Okay, so we're going to go down, and we're going to go around. Oop, nice smooth line if you can, and join up on that side, like that. So now it looks a bit like a boat, doesn't it? But you know what? It's not a boat. I'm going to switch to a slightly finer pen for this. So what we need to do next is we want to draw 2 circles in here. So we're going to do one about here, like that. So this sort of size, Okay, and then we're going to do one exactly the same right next to it. Try and get them as close as you can in size, like that. So 2 nice big circles. Inside, right in the middle of those circles, I want you to do 2 smaller circles, like that. And we want to colour those ones in. And look, we have drawn a pair of eyes. Let's add some eyelashes to our eyes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you've probably worked out that this area here is going to be our mermaid's face. So why don't we add a little mouth? Now, I'm not going to give my mermaid a nose. I don't know why. Sometimes with my characters, particularly those show and tell characters from my book Show and Tell, I don't add a nose. I don't know why. It's funny, isn't it? But that's the good thing about being an illustrator. You can just make up the rules as you go along. Let's add an eyebrow. We'll add a little eyebrow up here. And we're going to add another one just sort of tucking in behind there. So there we go. A lovely little mermaid face. You're probably wondering what that big pointy bit is, but all will become clear later, trust me. Right, the next thing to do is just above that pointy bit, I want you to draw a little star shape, but I'm not going to do a pointy star shape. I'm going to do a sort of curved star shape. So this is how we do it. We do one little curve like that. Then we do another one like that. Then we do another one like that. Then we do another one going out that way. And then finally, we do another one like that. So we've got a sort of curvy star shape. And do you know what we're going to do? We're going to give that star a little face, just like this one. So we're going to add 2 little circles there, like that, with 2 little dots in the middle for eyes. And then just a little tiny mouth underneath, exactly the same as our mermaid's face. And that's because this is going to be a little starfish friend for our mermaid. Okay, now this is a bit of a tricky bit now. So what we're going to do, I want you to draw a big semicircle that comes down. So basically we're going to do the end of it here first. We're going to come down, turn around and go back up again to make a sort of thin stripe. Then I want you to imagine that is going all the way through and over, okay, in a big semicircle. So we're going to come right through, over the top. We're going to finish just past that corner there, and we're going to turn around and go all the way back. So it's like a big sort of thin semicircle going over the top of our mermaid's face. And then coming off the sides of that semicircle, I want you to do sort of lots of little leafy shapes, little sort of teardrop shapes like that. And we're going to do those guys just sort of carrying on all the way across our semicircle. And this is going to be like an Alice band, like a hair band for our mermaid, but it's going to be made of a bit of seaweed, like that. So that's what all those little leafy shapes are. There we go. Okay, the next thing to do is add a couple of seashell shapes down here. So we are going to draw a little U shape with some bumpy bits on top, like that. Okay, we're going to add 2 of those down here. So it's like a swimsuit top for our mermaid, and it's made of shells. So if we add some little lines just going up to those bits, look, a couple of seashells. Then underneath those, I want you to add 2 sort of long teardrop shapes, one coming out like that and one coming out like that. Then a little line there and a little line there. Then imagine that line goes through that seashell, goes up, turns around, comes down in a diagonal line like that. Then we're just going to add a little circle at the end for my little cheating hand, and an arm going back up. Now, the reason I say cheating hand is because this is a very easy way to draw hands. You just draw a circle at the end of an arm, like that, and then if you just add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little semicircles, you get a hand. You see, it's an easy way to draw a hand. Let's do exactly the same on the other side, but a mirror image. So we're going to continue our line up. We're going to come down diagonally like that. We're going to draw the circle at the end like that. And then we're going to join back up with the head like that. Then let's add our little fingers and thumbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, now we've done all that. You're still wondering what that little funny pointy bit is, aren't you? Well, I'm going to make sense of that for you now, because we can add the hair now, because I had to draw all this bit first before we added the hair, because the hair's going to go behind all of that. I'll show you what I mean. What I want you to do is we are going to draw. Okay, let's start down here. Okay, so next to that sort of funny teardrop shape, I want you to draw a horizontal line that goes through like that, goes through the hand, curves around, and then heads up here. And this is going to tuck in behind the leaf and the little starfish, and it's going to follow all the way around, tuck in behind that leaf, tuck in behind that one, tuck in behind that one, tuck in behind that one. Then we're going to carry on all the way down. We're going to hit a bit of a straight line now. Then we're going to get down to it level with that teardrop shape, curve around, come across, join back up again. And look, our mermaid has some hair. Pretty cool, huh? Now, what is a mermaid most famous for? That's right, her tail. I would say that's what the mermaid is most famous for. So this is the fun bit now. We are going to draw our mermaid's tail. So coming down from this teardrop on the right hand side here, I want you to draw a nice big curve. Comes down and around, and it's going to go up to about there. So about level with the edge of the hair. Okay. Then we're going to do one coming from the other side of the other teardrop that comes down, but we want it to get closer together as we get nearer the end. So we're still going to curve around like that, but we're going to end up right next to the other line like that. Can you see what I mean? They start wide and then it gets gradually narrower as it gets towards the end. And now we are going to add the tail. So what we're going to do, we're just going to draw a big leaf shape. 1, 2, just like that. Then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. 1, 2. And there we go. A mermaid's tail. And that, guys, is how you draw a mermaid. It really, really is that simple. The fun bit is going to be colouring your mermaid in. Now, the rules are, do you know what? Have you ever seen a mermaid in real life? Because I haven't. So I don't know what colour mermaids are. What colour their hair is, what colour their faces are, what colour their seashells are, or their tail, or their hairband, or their starfish friend up here. I don't know. So I think, more than ever, the choice is yours, what you do here. What am I going to do? I don't know yet. I'll make it up as I go along, I think. But I will show you. I'm going to do some colouring. I'm going to add a few little textury bits here and there that I'll tell you about afterwards. Some little tricks and tips to make your mermaid look even more mermaidy than she already does, okay? But I'm going to go into super speed mode, and I'll see you back here in about 30 seconds, okay? You ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So there we go, there is my finished coloured in mermaid. I've gone for quite an unusual colour palette. I've gone for a sort of aquamarine tail and seaweed and things. I've gone for bright yellow skin, sort of with an orangey hue, I don't really know why, and bright blue hair. Why not? Remember what I say? The rules are there ain't no rules, especially unless you've seen a mermaid before and you know exactly what colour their hair is. Then, you know, you can't say I'm wrong, can you? And I just think it looks nice. They're nice colours. They all go together very nicely. Now, remember I said I was going to give you a few little tips, some tricks to how to make our mermaids look a little bit more mermaidy. The main one I would say is the scales on the tail. Can you see what I've done? I've done lots of sort of U shapes next to each other that sort of interlock and sort of tessellate is the word, a bit like a brick pattern but with with U-shapes. So I've done those going down the tail with a few lines on the actual fins of the tail. Is that what they're called? Fins? And then what else? I've added some texture in the hair, some nice straight line texture in the hair, a couple of freckles and rosy cheeks, bits and pieces like that. And then if you want to make it look like your character's underwater without kind of colouring the whole thing in, I've just done lots of little bubbles, so lots of little circles, that some of them are sort of interlocked, done a couple of different colours and just sort of dotted them around. And that sort of, I think, gives the impression that your character is underwater without having to draw, without having to colour the whole page in, which would take quite a long time. So there you go, they're my little tips. Don't forget, guys, you need to sign your drawings. So I'm going to sign my name here. Let's do my full name this week. Why not? Rob Biddulph, there we go, because we need everyone to know who's created our works of art. Now, I can't wait to see your drawings. I've got a very good feeling about this one. I think it's going to be a very colourful week. I'm hoping to see at least one mermaid with rainbow striped hair and a rainbow tail. That would be nice. But you could do any sorts of patterns on yours, couldn't you? Stars and stripes and circles and triangles and, I don't know, wavy patterns on the tail, all sorts of different things. So I really can't wait to see your drawings. This is how I get to see them. You need to get your grown-up to take a picture of your drawings and then post it on social media using the Draw with Rob hashtag. That way I will get to see it. And then what we do, we choose a bunch of them at random, about 80 of them at random, and we put them in a grid at the end of the week, so to show off everyone's drawings. So it's totally chosen at random, so you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? So send me your pictures using that hashtag Draw with Rob. That way I'll get to see it. I hope you've had fun drawing this mermaid with me. Just one of the draw-alongs in the brand new Draw with Rob Build a Story activity book. There's lots of others. I'm probably going to do another one from the book next week as well, so tune back in then. In the meantime, if you stay tuned right now, you'll see me giving you a little sneak peek inside the brand new book before it's even out. I'll be going through some of the pages and showing you a bit more as to what you can expect from this book. So stay tuned if you want to have a look at that. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. So take care of yourselves and have a lovely week. Bye everyone. Hello everybody, it's me. Just when you thought you'd got rid of me, here I am popping up again to tell you about something super exciting. Now I know lots of you have been enjoying my Draw with Rob activity books. Well, guess what? I've got a brand new one coming out very soon, and here it is. Draw with Rob, Build a Story. And as the title suggests, this one's all about building your own story. So writing your story and illustrating it. We are going to talk about characters you can include, your good guys and your bad guys. We're going to think about where you set your story, when you set your story. Is it in the present day, the past, or in the future? We're going to talk about story structure, even things like plot twists. You know, it's really good to have an unexpected thing that happens in your story. And then right at the end, you can even make your own book. We've got some blank pages, and all the pages are perforated like the other activity books, so you can tear everything out, and it's going to be full of the usual draw-alongs, puzzles, lots of colouring, all sorts of things for you to do. So I'm really proud of this, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. So you can pre-order it now from wherever you get your books. Support your local bookshops though, that would be good. So I really hope you enjoy this book, and yeah, I'm going to see you soon for another episode of Draw with Rob. Bye everyone.